wait, where were we go? Who else was on the hero
Oh,
list?
Oh, well, okay. So, it's funny. I've interviewed David Byrne on stages twice.
Mhm.
Uh, well, actually, no, wait a minute, twice, at least once that I can remember. And he hasn't been on the show yet. But I had Chris France and Tina Weymouth from Talking Heads, and that was great on the show. And that was great to also hear Chris's version of, growing up in Talking Heads, and to me, like Talking Heads were another one of those bands,
Mhm.
so that was a hero. They Might Be Giants. John Flansburgh came on, and that's a band that I've always had a huge admiration for, and to this day, and we really hit it off. I thought, Flansburgh was really on point, talking about a lot of artistic things, and
Yeah.
just really everything I had hoped it would be. Who else is another? I mean, there's probably a million of them. I mean, there are people that I never thought I would get to talk to, like Juliana Hatfield, who is like an indie darling in the '90s and is still around and doing great work. But just to have that, and Tanya Donnelly and people like that, just like that, all that Boston scene, and who else? Oh, Tony Visconti produced
Oh,
David Bowie, was
nice.
the very first guest
Yeah.
on our podcast. And here I am talking to David Bowie's producer and T Rex's producer, and he produced Thin Lizzy, and he produced Morrissey even, and many others. But and just to talk to him across a Zoom screen, and the microphone he was using was the mic that he had used on Black Star, David Bowie's
Oh.
last album. So, and he was very respectful. I said, like, how was David in the studio? And he goes, Paul, I make it a point not to talk about personal things about David, just out of respect to the family. And it was like, he was just he talked about the things he could talk about, and it was really respectful of David's legacy, and it just made me love him more, because I think Visconti's one of the great rock producers, and he worked on Band on the Run, Paul McCartney and Wings. So like, it's
Wow,
been
no.
really cool to have people like, I get audibly, you can tell, I get really excited when
I
I get
hear
to
you.
talk to,
Did you?
and I think they get it too. I think they feel that I know their stuff, and I'm an artist too. So I hope that there's a connection.